Welcome back to the Spitball Media podcast. This is where we're going to spit out some of the top entertainment stories of the week. My name is John Draper, a.k.a. Beardy Twat. I am here, and of course, I have the Prince of Philadelphia himself, Mr. Shaheen. Shah, how are things in Philly? Philly has not been on my radar. And any crazy shit going on there yet with the warm weather kicking in?
Thankfully not, man. I mean, it just got warm here, I believe, like last week. This week really. Last week was a little chilly. So give it a couple days. There'll be riots.
Yeah.
There'll be shootings.
Weekend. If it'll be the first hot weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so you're in for a treat.
You got it right.
And of course,
I'm staying inside this weekend, man. Next weekend I'm going out, but this weekend I'm
bunker down. You're gonna bunker down for the warm weather weekends. And of course, he's the Prince of Burleytown. He's not coaching your high school varsity or JV with his looks this week, but his name is Shah O'Brien.
I know I made a mistake with my Clippers. I went from who was it? Tim Pool to Kirk. What's that guy's name? Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. He's clean shaven.
I know, but like when it was shorter the other day, it was like I just kind of felt like that douchey. I'm gonna go debate a bunch of high school kids.
I know. I want to go for the Ted Kaczynski. I'm totally
the Unabomber.
I'm rolling into the Kevin Castle services this weekend looking like the Uni brother.
Like they yanked you out of a cabin and fucking.
They're gonna be like, yeah, I heard all this stuff about Kevin, but have you seen John? Why does he look like that? He looks like a Richard Dreyfuss impersonator.
Why is he carrying around a bag full of typewriter parts? What's he gonna do with it?
I'm going for the Kaczynski. I'm going for the Kaczynski look. Hey, listen, if you're joining us for the first time, thanks for checking us out. We really appreciate it. Please consider going to patreon.com/Spitball Media Podcast for $5 little. I mean, this is like, I bought a dog toy yesterday for this that lasted 3 minutes at $5 below. Shah, they can get like countless hours of audible entertainment that will keep them busy over the entire summer.
I mean, I'm just doing a rough estimate, but there has to be over probably 1,600 hours now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, we've been doing it how long? 5 years?
Is it really that long?
Almost 5 years, bro. Yeah.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Jesus, Shah O'Brien, how did that happen?
The world started to end.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
we all went crazy, and then we all got sick of going crazy every week, and we decided to talk about shit we like. So that's
Dude, 5 years is kind of crazy. I didn't think it's actually 5 years till I just thought about it.
Yeah, because usually like people, there's a lot more stress associated with doing shows, and we really don't have any. We just talk about what we like, and then we just get on with our lives. But please consider going to patreon.com/Spitball Media. $5 a month. You'll get the signature question and answer show. The link is up right now. If you're in the Patreon and you haven't submitted your question, go for it. Something tells me it's going to be a beefy Q&A, show. Beefy indeed.
It is. I went to check on something the other day on the Patreon, and I saw like 5 or 6 people adding questions. So get them in while you can. We've got another week maybe. We'll do it next week.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
Yeah.
And Shah, you just dropped a wrestling podcast prior to WrestleMania.
I did. I have not talked about stuff like this in a while, and I broke tradition because I was hearing everyone talk about how Triple H is the savior of wrestling, and he's done so much for people's careers and his Hall of Fame thing. And I thought, I remember back in the day when he was actually killing guys' careers, and I don't think he's all that great, and I think he's a master politician, and I don't believe this shit for a second. A couple people took exception, which is fine, but then like the very next day they announced it took over AAA, and it's like the conquest continues. So I will continue to win on that one. If you want to check it out, check out the Patreon. That
is kind of, it's funny. We're not going to make a big thing of it, Shah, but that is kind of quiet. Like how they like AAA. I was like one of the first. I used to watch AAA on like regular TV. Like in Spanish, like back in the day on UHF.
Yeah, when I was living in Germany, in the mid '90s, they had a show, and it covered ECW, AAA, Raw, and Nitro. So it had like clips of everything.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I remember AAA from like way back in the day in the '90s.
Yeah.
And they also bought, I think, WWC, right? That's the Puerto Rico. Carlos Colon. I think so. Yeah.
I didn't know.
They bought both of them. Because that's Carlos Colon's company.
Carlos Colon. Yeah, there's also rumors they might buy NJPW.
Worldwide Council. That's what it was.
Jesus Christ, that's wild. Well, listen, go to our Patreon, check it out. You can listen to the most recent episode that Shah put up, solo shows, theme shows, but the Q&A is really the staple of that. And of course, the access to the full catalog. So thank you to the many people who contribute there. Bisho, who do we got hanging out with us tonight? We got a lot to get to.
We got Donald Q. Stoney Esquire.
Well, of course.
We got John JLD 999.
Young John.
Which I believe that's John Coffey. I think they're one and the same.
I call him Young John.
Young John, okay.
Young John.
Let's see. Joe Punches is here.
The Punches of the Joseph.
Robbie Richmond is making
good morning to my dear friend, Mr. Richmond.
Oh, our buddy Ronnie, Music Head, is here.
Oh, Mr. Anderson is with us, my friend from the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. Marquise is hanging out with us.
My good friend Marquise, what's going on?
Let's see. Oh, hey now.
Isn't Hey Now Rich Dow going to talk to the Joseph of the Punches? I know he just spoke to Robbie.
He is, yeah. He's doing the rounds.
All right, he's making the rounds. He's whoring himself out. I love it.
I'm going on this show next month too. I'll get the date for you guys next.
Oh, in May you're doing it? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
All right, that's a Spitball Media exclusive.
Yeah, we've been planning it for like a month. I just forget the date, but I know it's definitely in May. So.
Okay, Rich Dow. I love that Rich Dow. He's a lovely guy.
Slave Cheeks just jumped in too.
Oh, my friend Slave Cheeks.
Yeah, Joe Punches tomorrow night at 9.
Oh, tomorrow night. Okay, excellent. Hey now. Next week, Shah. He's saying it's next week.
Next Friday.
Well, next week is next month, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Next week. Wow. Punches is making the rounds. I love it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We got a lot of interesting things we want to talk about. But first and foremost, I wanted to get to a couple of flicks I checked out before we get to one of the biggest movies maybe of the year so far. It's impossible that we were not going to talk about it. One of us had to go see it. I went and saw it this week. We will get to Sinners in a moment. But I finally got to check out a movie that was on our radar quite a bit because it's produced from the people who produced Barbarian. And it's got like Jack Quaid and that very cute girl whose name I always forget from Yellow Jackets and the Heretic.
Sophie Thatcher.
Sophie Thatcher. Just a stunning young lady there. But she's a great actress, but she's gorgeous. I'm talking about the movie Companion. Also, Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows is the star of that movie. I like Guillermo quite a bit. I don't know his real name, but to me, he's Guillermo. Always Guillermo. But Companion hit Max Friday. I watched it, and I thought it was fine. A lot of people have that as their top horror film of the year, Shah, so far. But I thought it was good. I don't see a universe where it would be mine. I mean, the year would have to be pretty bad. It's kind of like a one-note movie for me, but it's an incredibly popular film.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the comments, John and Don Stoney. Yeah, Don Stoney and John. Both are saying it's bangers and it's completely fire. So, I mean, I'm hoping it's good because I bought it. I pre-ordered it on Amazon. I pre-ordered the fucking 4K and forgot about it, and they charged me $33 for it. Because I got it on release day, so it better be fucking good, man. Like I would have never paid $33. I usually like cancel them if they don't go down because Amazon will drop the price right before release. And I forgot, and I was not going to blind buy for $33 Companion, but I did.
Yeah, you have to watch it. I mean, it's not bad by any means. I thought it was okay. I did. I think there's a lot of hype on it. But Bisho, 94%. Is that the critics and 89 viewers?
Correct. 240 critic reviews, over 1,000 verified audience members. So I remember when we watched the trailer the first time, it was something I thought completely different from the second trailer we watched.
Yeah.
When you watched that movie, was it what you expected walking into it, or were you surprised at all?
I wasn't fully aware of the plot. So, by the way, Kevco TV and whatchamacallit, Backwards Baron Corbin.
Oh, hey.
I wasn't fully aware of the plot. I thought that trailer was a banger. It was very suspenseful. I actually almost feel like this is a horror comedy in some ways. I don't know. Like it's a good movie, but and we're going to talk more about this in a moment, but I feel like maybe if I saw it before the hype and then like we're seeing it like 6 months after it was in theaters and so forth, it is more of a horror comedy. Even Young John is saying that, but yeah, Bisho, like I definitely think you guys should check it out as soon as possible. Cause it's a very well made movie and it has a lot of uniqueness to it.
As far as horror comedy, is it less slapstick and more like satirical on the situation? Kind of
black comedy, like dark comedy. Okay. Yeah,
gotcha.
dark comedy.
I'm more okay with that. I'm more okay with that. I didn't see comedy from the trailer though.
You will.
It seemed like a very like art house horror movie, like a A24 type of movie.
It's
but
a weird movie.
That's not what it is it?
Yeah, it's a weird movie. I mean, I don't want to give too much away from the plot because it's interesting to go in blind. It's well made. It takes a turn and then you're like, yo, like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those kind of movies, Shah, where it's like, wait, what? Like, okay, maybe you knew what was going on. But it looks good. Like the shit looks good. Everybody in it is really good. It's got a cool ending. It wasn't too long. It's weird to me that I'd be shocked with everything on the docket that's coming out soon if this hangs in there for top fives for a lot of people. And one of the things I was thinking about, which obviously it's May, it's not even May. I wanted to do a thing with the Patreon where everyone submits their top fives, like when we submit our top fives, guys. I thought that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself because we're almost in May and I haven't seen any horror films from this year at all. And honestly, not much has intrigued me other than maybe the monkey movie and Companion. Those are really like the only two that came out so far. Oh, I'm forgetting that cult movie, the A24 fucking cult movie.
Yes, that was low on the radar with Malkovich. Yeah, a lot of people
didn't hear shit about it anymore either.
Well,
man.
it was
That
a
came
small
out as well.
release. It wasn't a big release, I don't think. John JLD, yes. Companion is on Max, by the way. If you have Max, watch Companion immediately as soon as you can. What were you gonna say, Sean?
I hope they release it soon though, because I know what was that movie with Brandy? With
the Front Room.
The Front Room, yeah.
Like
that never got a physical release, and they usually put everything out on their website. That did so badly that they didn't even put it out on physical.
Well, they marketed it probably the wrong way. I think that's what it was. They should have marketed it slightly differently.
That was another horror comedy, right? That we all thought was serious.
Yeah. But it wasn't really marketed that way until it was deep in the paint, and at that point, you know what I mean?
I actually like that movie, man.
I want to catch it. I haven't caught it yet. But you saw like The Heretic. You and Bisho saw The Heretic this year, right? I mean, it's probably like the best horror movie you saw this year, don't you think?
Definitely this year, because I haven't seen much. But
what about you, B? If you had to get put on the spot, best of the year, like today, not
same, but I haven't watched it much. I've been catching up on TV shows. Like I watched Daredevil. I've watched all 3 seasons of Reacher in like a month.
Oh, isn't it good?
Reacher's awesome.
Shah, Reacher is so good. Like it is like it's like a pedestrian John Wick where this dude just beats the fucking shit out of people violently, and like bangs hot. Reacher. It's on Prime. I think it's on Prime.
Yes.
But, Oh, Stone Mexican guys. Hey, what's up, Stone Mexican?
Yeah, he says, "What's up, boys? Anyone remember a movie that starts with a patrol called Zombie Patrol? They cut the zombies' heads off. It still bites the guy, and the ending of the movie has the zombies in charge."
No, but that sounds fun.
Was it Land of the Dead?
That's Terms of Endearment.
I knew you were going to say it.
Steel Magnolias. Steel Magnolias.
Steel Vaginas.
Steel Vaginas. Steel Vaginas.
Is that the was it City of the Dead or Land of the Dead, the George Romero one where the guy, like Dennis Hopper, set up in like a penthouse in a city and the zombies are all outside?
That's one of the Dawn of the Dead.
That's the one that Creepy's in, right? As a zombie?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We can always ask him. I'm not sure.
The movie's called We Are Zombies.
We Are Zombies. Okay.
2023. Thanks to
I was way off.
Yeah, ChatGPT, bro. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Good thing I got the monthly subscription now, man. I am obsessed with this
You're
shit.
Obsessed with
I live on ChatGPT.
I love it. So another movie I got to check out before I was just talking about it. Didn't I talk about it pre in the show? I'm sorry, my mind's a blank. I'm on like 3 hours sleep.
Sinners.
No, prior to Sinners. I said, The Order. This is an interesting movie. I think this is on Hulu. This is with Jude Law. It's Nicholas Hoult. He's a white power. It's based on a true story with the FBI infiltrating 1985 plot with a white power like separatist movement. It's a cool movie. Journey Smollett is in it. She's a good-looking girl. It's based on a true story. It's got great reviews. It's just not like an engaging film. If you have nothing to watch this weekend, check it out. But really, Don Tony said he saw The Order. Yeah, The Order was Jude Law is brilliant in that movie. Jude Law is like that whole movie. He's like a haggard FBI guy who's like chasing down these white power dudes. It's fucking wild. But I saw Sinners, and of course, this is the hottest movie on the planet. This is the thing right now. This is the biggest story in entertainment. Is how Sinners is not only being received, B-Show, but the box office. Can we get some of the numbers for Sinners, because it's impressive, very, very impressive.
Most impressive. I wish I had the James Earl Jones voice.
Well, let's right off the bat, let's take a quick look at these numbers. I mean,
here's the
Jesus,
Rotten Tomatoes while I look up the other
Jesus
stuff.
Christ.
So 98% certified fresh, 97% audience score.
Jeez.
97% from 10,000 verified viewers, 305 critics. This movie is insane.
Yeah, this is, and now there's a lot to digest here for people who haven't seen it. We're not going to get too heavy into the plot, but Shah, you see numbers like this, and this isn't even like Godfather has these numbers.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a great movie. I've seen some reviews. Everybody's raving about it. I can almost promise you, though, that I'm probably not going to watch this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not into vampire movies, man. Especially like the action-packed vampire movies. I like more so like Bram Stoker's Dracula, like the period pieces, like Nosferatu. Those type of movies I can get into. But as far as these action ones, the closest one that I've liked is probably John Carpenter's Vampires. But
what about Dusk Till Dawn? Do you like Dusk Till Dawn?
It's okay, but it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, I understand why people like it, but I just can't really get into vampires, dude. Vampires and zombies just don't do it for me.
Okay, so I just want to bring this up, guys. Ryan Coogler's Sinners. If you don't know, Ryan Coogler is also the director of Black Panther and the subsequent Rocky sequels for Creed. Ryan Coogler's Sinners is outperforming almost every single horror movie from the past decade, earning now $71 million domestically already. It's projected to pass $100 million B-show by Sunday.
And isn't it amazing, though? We've been talking about for the past couple months, maybe years, the studios are churning out remakes and reboots and properties and IP. And here's a movie that nobody saw coming, that we talked about, that we didn't even know about until maybe a month ago?
Yeah.
And we all thought it looked interesting, if not, good or not, it looked like an interesting concept, like early 1900s jazz musicians. Here's some zombies or some vampires.
Love the time period. It's 1932 Mississippi.
Yeah. So it's fantastic that this movie's going to do $100 million. Because honestly, wasn't that what the new Halloween movie did? And that was considered like the end game of horror movies?
Yeah. I mean, but it wasn't received like this.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't received like this. Listen, I'm going to just say some things about the film try to be as ambiguous as possible. First and foremost, it's shot. You need to see this movie. You trust me, because it's shot. Oh, I don't know. Some of these opening shots are so fucking beautiful, and the color palette in the beginning in that 1930s Mississippi, the sky, like everything. Like
so it kind of is okay. Yeah, I see. John is saying that it's kind of like a period piece too. So
yeah, it's a period piece. The first hour of the movie is literally not the second hour of the it's not 2 hours, by the way. Like, I feel like I actually enjoyed the non-vampire portion of the film more than the vampire portion of the film. I just did.
It reminded me of that TV show on Max.
Lovecraft Country?
Yes.
Yes. Well, the female star of this is the female star of Lovecraft Country as well.
Yeah,
and,
I just remember going into that, and there was an episode that was around vampires, and I think it was
yeah, it's a part of that story. Yeah, that was a well-made show. It was just kind of all over the place plot.
I fucking hated that show.
It was well made. I mean, it was gorgeous, fucking beautiful, expensive show. But
you must have forgot, man. The CGI was awful, dude.
Well, I'm gonna just take a turd put it in the punch bowl. The CGI in this is not very good. It is a very weak aspect of the movie. I found it not to be very good. But I'm also like a movie snob. So like I think but if you're a pedestrian, you're not going to notice these things. I will also say, and this is just a Draper thing, take this as you will, I have a problem when there's 3 sex scenes with no nudity. I don't understand. Don't give me sex scenes with fully clothed people. That's a very weird choice. And 2 of them are like eating bitches out, like scenes. Like, you know what I'm saying? B-show, like, it's a very cheap, like I don't know. Like, you give me 3 sex scenes where everybody's dressed from head to toe.
I know. What was it? I think it was Reacher. Reacher did that. It was like she tackles him on the bed. He rolls over on top of her, and then it fades out. And it's like,
this
the fuck is that?
There's 100% titties.
In the first one, in the first season, there is.
Oh,
So the
yeah,
second
there is.
season comes up. Yeah, it's in the shower, full on fucking frontal, I think.
Yeah.
But no, I'm the same way. Like, and I think it's why people got mad at wasn't it Terrifier, because they show her in the shower hosing off and nothing.
No, guys, I'm not. Listen to me when I say this to you. This is not a joke. There are 3 major sex scenes, fully clothed people having sex. I'm not making. Ask anyone who's seen the movie.
That's like watching MTV Undressed. It was like an 11 o'clock Skinamax wannabe.
Like
you know what I
Teen
mean?
Wolf Shah had more titillation in it. I'm just saying, and like I'm look, whatever. That's just me. I don't know. That's we don't have the sex scenes. You know, that's just me. I don't know. If it's an R-rated vampire movie where like people getting murdered and shot and eaten, and it's like you can't throw a nippy in there or something, Shah. You know what I'm saying? Come on, we can handle it.
Yeah, I haven't seen titties in a horror movie since shit. I mean, The Substance had some, but other than that, I can't remember anything else.
But
That was the
like
only one.
like somebody just brought up like a Nora, and I'm like, a Nora was made for like fucking like $2 million, B show, and this was made for like 80. You could at least give me an areola or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I think it's a studio thing. I think they don't want to go there because for some reason I've read articles on this that this generation is the young generation after us. They're like not as interested in that shit, which is bizarre to me. I don't get it.
I find it hard to believe that any young person, if you said, "Hey, Michael B. Jordan's gonna fuck Haley Steinfeld in full clothes," should they have a nude scene? Would go, "No, that's not necessary." Like, you know what I mean? Could at least shown me something. I mean, just show me something like an ass cheek. Give me like an ass cheek or something. Like you see, fully clothed. Like the first time it happened, I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess." Now, by the way, the woman, the first woman, I don't want to go off on a tangent here. The first sex scene is Michael Jordan fucking his old lady that he left and he came back to. This broad did nude scenes, Shah, in fucking Lovecraft Country. She did tons of nude scenes in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, I checked out of that episode 3, which ironically enough I think was the vampire episode. I think that was the last one I watched. And the CGI was bad. So, dude, I don't know why this happens with these big budget movies, especially studio films. Like, you guys can afford the good shit. Where is it at, dude? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Lord of the Rings should have better CGI than movies today.
I feel like there was more sex scenes in Lord of the Rings than there was in this. More believable. And I'm not even kidding. There's not even like it is just a silly. Listen to me. I think it's just a very silly.
I don't remember Liv Tyler like mounting Frodo or anything like that.
Well, I may have had a different version of the movie B show that you had.
Okay, you get that from a bodega.
At least in Lord of the Rings, a hard nipple or like a dick print at least.
There's nothing. Like there's nothing. There's like all this talk about getting eaten out, and it's like there's a scene built literally around like this broad getting eaten out, and like it's just a cheap. I don't know, but this is besides the point. It's a very good film. It's a well-made film. It's an overhyped movie. I think this is just completely like people want this to be like this huge thing. Like I don't know what the urgency is. If it's just because Michael B. Jordan is like a beloved dude. Everyone loves this guy. Everyone. I have never heard anybody say a negative thing about this dude. Everybody loves him in Creed. They loved him as in Black Panther when he was the villain. You know what I'm saying? B show like this is a guy that like. I think this guy is just one of these actors who is so hot right now in the industry that people like. I think people go see him. I really believe he's a draw.
Yeah, and they may not want to go there with him, especially if they're kind of afraid of the film not being seen already. You know, the thing I'm most surprised of is you keep saying Black Panther, like a painter, like Black Painter, like it's some guy that showed up to do the interior of the house. It's throwing me off.
Brian Coogler, who also was a comic book writer before directing movies, was brilliant. He wrote brilliant comic book. I'm a big fan of this guy for a long time. This dude knows how to make movies. But Shah, if you've never seen like Black Panther or like the Creed movies, I don't know what he does with his color palette. His color palette is so strong, man. Like, and when you see it, you know what I mean? Like, I know you know what I'm talking about. When you start seeing the greens and like the sky, and you're like, oh, like this is like he's capturing something like really strong here.
I don't think I've seen any of his movies yet. Definitely haven't seen Black Panther. What else has he done? Black Panther,
Creed, the Creed
Never
movies.
seen Creed.
Creed's a good movie. The
Yeah,
first
so
one's great.
I
The
haven't
first
seen
Black
any.
Panther is fucking phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I saw it 3 times in theaters, 3 fucking times. I'm a big fan of the character. I love that character when I was a kid. But the second Creed's kind of shitty, but the first Creed is great. The dude can make movies, and he's an interesting dude.
Oh
Like,
my God. Dude, I'm sorry to cut you off. Sean just dropped some fucking science. So check this out. Keep in mind the box office we just talked about for this movie.
yeah.
This is the deal he made.
Don't tell me back ends. He's gonna.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
It's generational. In 25 years, the rights to Sinners will go to the Coogler family. It's a once in a lifetime deal, and it just is about to make $100 million.
Wait. So his children will get if he'll be alive. He's the young guy. He's gonna get the full rights to the film back in 25 years.
According to Young John, yeah.
Wow, that's the power of having a name and making big movies like Black Panther and the Creed movie.
Yeah.
Shah, that is fucking bananas, man. That is crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna see this movie, to be honest with you.
You should. You really should see it. I'm telling you.
You're trying to sell me on it, man. I'm just being honest. I don't think I'm ever gonna watch this.
It's a good movie. It's a very it's going to be a movie people are going to be talking about for a bit, and it's probably going to have a big weekend. I wish there was more blood and guts and less sex with my clothes on. Like that's instead of less dry humping, more like throat ripping. You know what I mean?
Were they playing Bump and Grind from R. Kelly like a 1996 skating party?
No, but like it's a cool B-show. It's a cool movie, man. It's
Okay.
It's a cool
I
movie.
want to see it. I know I'm dogging on it because of the over the pants fucking handy, but like honestly, it does look cool. It looks like a cool concept.
We should call this episode "No Sex for Sinners," because what?
It's a great album name.
No Sex for Sinners is a great fucking album name, that's for sure. But I'm sure it's gonna have a big weekend. I'm very happy that this movie is so successful. I think it speaks well to the industry. We like Bisho said, people talk about there's nothing good out. There's no original movies. I can't go there. I can't go to movies. I don't want to see remakes. And it's like, yeah, it's loosely Dusk Till Dawn.
I love that voice.
Why should I go see it when it's going to be streaming in like 3 weeks? This is going to be Bisho that kills you every time.
You crack me, man.
Bisho, I'm telling you, if you want sort of theater, you can be like, I'm glad I experienced this in a theater. It's a theater movie.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go see it. I doubt I'll be able to. I got some stuff going on this weekend, but no, I'm all for it.
Well, there's a couple of other things going on. As of right now, it's official. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Crystal Lake, which we announced a few weeks back, was greenlit with the lead actress. What's the fucking name again? Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, Linda
Mrs.
Cardellini.
Boy, the very attractive, has probably done some sex scenes with her clothes off. Linda Cardellini as Mrs. Voorhees. They just started shooting. And Shah, it's funny. People keep bringing this up. There hasn't been any property with this thing. With this, is it 16 years now? Something like that. It's a really. I think it's like 16 years.
Yes, 16 years from Bloody Disgusting. After the most recent installment in the wake of years worth of legal battles, the Friday the 13th franchise is finally making its way back into our lives with Crystal Lake. The showrunner has announced pre-production has begun.
Shah, this is a big deal. And I think this is going to get a lot of attention because it has a name attached to it, a good actress. And that's to me, that means that they're going to take some care with this.
And I'm just curious to see what A24's approach is going to be to doing a Friday the 13th. Because, I don't know how I feel about this, dude. I'm going to give it the fairest shot I can. I do want a new Friday the 13th project, whether it's a TV series, movie, whatever the case is. I don't know if I want an art house version of it though. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I want A24 getting involved with known properties. I like it when they just create their own shit. I don't know if I want to see them doing Freddy and Jason and things of that nature. So, but I'll give it a shot. And I'll be honest with you, I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too many Friday the 13th things that I didn't like, and I haven't seen too many A24 things that I didn't like. So
yeah,
combination of that is naturally probably going to be a good thing, but I don't know. We'll see.
So you're cautiously optimistic.
Exactly.
Okay. Bisho, you're a huge fan of the series. You're a huge fan of Linda Cardellini. We've established this. You and I were very excited that she took this role. And A24 being A24, is there any avenue? Is there any version of you that goes, "This isn't going to work"?
I don't think they're going to go art house. I think they're going to try to.
Either.
No, I think they're going to try to play it straight. So that's that. Second, as far as Freddy versus Jason round 2, the rights are impossible, I think, at this point to try to pull that off. It was hard enough just to get this made. Yeah. So there's that. But most importantly, I found a short synopsis. Linda Cardellini will be playing Mrs. Voorhees. Wow. A mother who has given up a singing career to raise a special needs child that takes a dark turn when she loses him. And I've heard rumors that it is going to be set in the 70s, so it is going to kind of be a throwback look. And yeah, I kind of wish they would have went back to the 50s, but I kind of get it. 70s.
Okay, 70. See, Shah, to me, this is okay. I feel like this is setting up impossible art house vibes.
There's no way it's not going to be art house. If you think A24 is going to make a regular Friday the 13th series, you're batshit crazy. There's no way. They take too much pride in being in the quote unquote A24 vibes. Like, that's a fucking meme nowadays. They're not going to just do a regular series.
But Shah, it is their first foray in, like you said, into an existing property. They've never had to respect source material before, and they very much need to respect this source material. Otherwise, they're going to have a fucking riot on their hands.
Yeah, but as far as the creative direction, I'm sure they worked something out. I don't think A24 would just go and take on this project if it's just going to like damage what they're known for. You know what I mean? They're known for being original.
Yeah, for sure. Bisho, I'll say this too. I do think, had it been an unknown actress or somebody's like, she was on Law and Order 3 times, like, it would reek of, like, even though it's A24 and it's Peacock, whatever, it would reek of like low budget, gobbledygook. And I just feel like they needed a name to try to push this as a heavy. They needed her. I feel like they needed somebody like her.
Yeah, because it's not like bringing in, no shit on Demi Moore, but it's not like, oh, hey, here's this woman who's over the hill and past her prime. We're going to bring her in.
No. She's 50 years old. She's 49 years old.
And Linda Cardellini's a big enough star to get recognition. And it's more, I think, about like her talent, because she's a talented actress.
Yeah, she's good. She's a good actress. And she's not like, she looks like a regular person. She's like this beautiful regular person.
She's not like Jessica Rabbit walking around with her tits out like, I'm going to go cook some cupcakes for the kids at camp.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It's going to be more believable. She is a mom. She plays a mom a lot. She just had a very successful Netflix show with Christina Applegate. That was very good. I watched it. I enjoyed it. And I love Christina Applegate.
The one thing I hope they don't do, which it sounds like they're going to, because it's going to involve her and Jason as an expanded prequel. I don't know if I want to see sympathetic, Jason with Down syndrome. You know what I mean?
We don't know what the special needs are. Special needs in the 70s meant you had male pattern baldness. I mean, I was alive for it. You guys don't know.
That's the funny thing. Everyone says
means meant you were crying and mowing the lawn at the same time. Like, that's what special means in the 70s.
There's a cool comic. I think it's called Pamela. And it shows that even though Jason was kind of, had special needs, he was kind of deviant too. Like, he was watching two counselors fucking the bushes, and then he's like trying to stab him with a stick and shit. So like, it sets that precedent that like he wasn't just like this maligned kid.
Yeah.
So I hope they go that route with this one, because seeing a sympathetic Jason before shit happens and then him being a murderer, I don't know.
Well, the big question everybody wants to know, Shah, is will we get titties in this series? I'm gonna say probably.
I would say most definitely. I don't think A24 has ever shied away from titties. So. Well, actually, Maxine, that was kind of a disappointment, because I thought Maxine probably should have had some more.
But the 2 prior movies were not.
Yeah, exactly. Because like Maxine was the movie about the porn star, and it's like zero titties.
It's funny now that you said Maxine was very strange, because that also was like a no nudity, practically porn movie. That's on the par with 3 sex scenes fully clothed. I think that's equally dismissive. You know, I mean, we could do a whole episode about that, but we won't. Another thing, this is fascinating to me. So a couple years ago, I've talked about this movie quite a bit. Many people in the chat have seen it since it is now at this point considered a very popular film. I went and took my youngest the week of Christmas to see a movie with um, that I had heard was fantastic, but nobody just had no heat on it at all, called The Holdovers. And we were in this giant theater 3 days before Christmas, 4 days before Christmas, maybe like a week. And Edie went in cold. She didn't know anything about it. I just wanted to see it because it starred Paul Giamatti. I'm a big fan of I love Paul Giamatti. And became probably my favorite film of the year that year. A week later, it went to streaming, and the rest is kind of history. Everyone anyone who has seen this film considers it one of the better films of the 21st century. It is now a Christmas tradition in our home. We watch it now 2 years in a row for Christmas. Well, the young star of that movie, I don't know this guy's name. He had never acted before professionally, and he was kind of picked from obscurity. And he is now going to play. His name is Dominic. He's Dominic Sessa. This kid was so brilliant in this movie, and he really, really, like, you see. Now, mind you, the female co-star of this movie went on to win the Academy Award and the Golden Globe, and I called it actually when I saw the movie. But Joy Divine Brown, I think her name is. This is maybe one of the best films of the 21st century, easily one of the best films. This kid, you could see this kid had talent, and he is now going to play in a biopic version of Anthony Bourdain, the late great Anthony Bourdain, who was a very big influence on me. I read his books. I bought his comic book when it came out. I tried to meet him one night, and he dissed my buddy Randy really bad in a parking lot, and I almost never forgave him for that. And he's so much bigger than me. It was very intimidating, Bourdain. And of course, his life ended very tragically. And this kid's going to play Anthony Bourdain. And Bisha, I'm super psyched about this. Is also an A24 project.
Should be good. I watched a little bit of Anthony Bourdain back in the day, and he always seemed like a cool guy, no nonsense, kind of a dick, but in a good way, like entertaining way. So I get it. I don't. It's strange that we haven't seen anything about him because he passed 10 years ago. Has it been that long?
No, it was about 7 or 8 years. It was very brutal. Like, it was a brutal end to his life. He was.
Well, plus, wasn't he dating Argento's daughter, and
yes.
she was mixed up in some weird.
He paid off the underage guy she fucked.
Yeah.
And then she dumped him, and then he killed himself.
Which probably would solve why he hasn't had a biopic, because that was right during like the Me Too era and all that stuff.
It was. Yeah, she was a big Shah. You remember Asia Argento was fucking knock out of the park, good looking, sexy broad. I mean, right? She just was.
Yeah, she did a lot of his movies. What were some?
She was in a bunch of her dad's movies. Yeah, but she also was.
I don't want to misquote.
Well, she was younger, I think, in some of them, but she was a very. I mean, look, you talk about sex appeal. Asia Argento had serious sex appeal.
Very controversial too, because she was young when she was doing some of those like news series. And it's like
she was. I think she was also dating Vincent Cassel at one point. He seems to get a lot of these girls. I could be wrong. But she was one of the big proponents of the Me Too movement against Weinstein and all this other thing. And it turns out she was fucking her 18-year-old co-star. And when that came out, he was suing her, and Bourdain was in a long-term relationship with her, and she was having sex with other people. It was just a very ugly, ugly, ugly thing, Bisho. And I'm such a fan of that guy. Like that was probably the celebrity death. I have to say that might be one of the more earth-shattering ones for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I remember even from way back in the day, I think he used to do Side Salads or Global Balling. You would talk about Anthony Bourdain and how you were a big fan and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, he was an icon to me.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how they handle this. I don't know a whole lot about the guy other than maybe he was kind of a punker and
he was a punk rock guy. He was OG CBGB's guy. He was friends with the Cro-Mags. He's in the Cro-Mags documentary. He's fucking, he Kitchen Confidential is one of my favorite books also of the 21st century. I read that and I just fell in love with this guy. And he had No Reservations, which was on, I think, the History Channel at that. Then he went to CNN, and he was a complicated guy, man. He was a lifelong drug addict, heroin addict. He left his wife and his daughter, and he was just hung himself in a fucking hotel room, man. Guy had every. Remember Chappelle when he had the big comeback one of his he immediately opened with Anthony Bourdain, had the greatest job in the world, still killed himself.
I do remember that. I haven't seen too much of Chappelle's clips, but I do remember that clip.
Yeah, that was how he opened that last great one, the one like 3 or 4 specials ago, where he was like, never forget, Anthony Bourdain had the greatest job in the history of show business.
Which is true, man. You never
Anthony
know.
Bourdain.
You never know what's on the surface, man. You know, can't judge it by that.
Yeah, and if you never look, he just checks off so many boxes from my life and the things that I, punk rock and like New York and being around the drug culture and all that other stuff, like that was I remember I ran and I came home and I was taking my shoes off and they blasted it on CNN and I just sat there so dejected like 7 or 8 years ago. I was just like, motherfucker, man, can't we just have a Thursday? Can't we just have like a Wednesday? Motherfucker? I was like, this motherfucker. And it was just everywhere that he committed suicide.
And the thing I remember about him is like, I used to watch other cooking shows and all the hosts, God love them. They all seemed kind of cornball and they were always kind of wacky or had a zany fucking hook to them. And he was just like, no, I'm going to go in here and eat the greatest fucking poached eggs you've ever heard, seen in your life. And then like tell some life story. It was, he did get in shape. Like he became like a jujitsu guy. He was going to do a match against Maynard Keenan that Joe Rogan was setting up. Wow. Like, it was, I remember Rogan talking about I'd only met him once and he was like, Rogan worshiped that guy too. He was just that kind of a guy. He was like this drinking, cigarette smoking, banging Aja Argento, punk rock pedigree, heroin addict, like could cook his ass off, didn't need to do any of that, travel the world and just like, it's like, wasn't enough. Damn. So I'm excited for this. I don't think it will paint him in a bad light. I know people that actually worked for Bourdain who have not told me very flattering things. I take it with a grain of salt because I'm sure working for a person and just liking the person. The night me and my buddy Randy Shepard saw him coming out of a show and he walked into the parking lot in Midtown and I go, oh my God, that was Anthony Bourdain. He was like 6'4". He was really, when someone's a lot taller than me, I bug out. So I'm like fuck, And my buddy Randy ran down. I was like, hey man, me and my buddy were like really lifelong fans. And he was like, no. But that's, I'm not gonna fuck the guy. I'm not gonna motherfuck the guy for that, But let's see how this goes. I like that kid. If you've never seen The Holdovers, it's a Christmas movie, but it is just one of the most brilliantly shot, gorgeous. Everything about it is a fucking masterpiece. Easily in my top 10 favorite films. Easily, maybe a solid 8 or 7. That's how much I love that film, and it won a lot. It was nominated for a lot of things. I'm sure you've heard about it at this point. But I haven't seen it. It's so good. Shah, it's so good. It's like art house to the T, low budget. Like,
I did want to check it out though. I did hear a lot of different people talking about it.
Yeah.
And I know Shout Factory put it out, so I was like curious.
Shout Factory put it out?
Yeah.
What a weird.
Yeah, they recently just put it out on 4K.
Then it didn't do well in theaters. It just didn't do well, and then it went to streaming, and people were like, "How the fuck did I not see this in the theater?"
When did this come out?
It came out, I want to say 3 years ago, Christmas.
Oh, October 2023.
October 2023, but it hit me in mid-December of 2023, and then it immediately went to streaming, and we bought it to watch on Christmas Eve because Edie was like, Mom, we have to watch this movie. John took me to see this movie. I didn't know anything about it. Now I'm in love with this movie. I can't stop talking about it. And now it's like a holiday tradition. We watch it on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day because it's a Christmas film.
I thought this was like a 15-year-old movie, man.
No, it takes place Vietnam era. And it's Christmas time at a private school in the Vietnam era in Massachusetts. But guys, we got some interesting trailers that have hit this week. The first one I kind of want to get to because I still don't understand how this is a thing, and maybe you younger cats will school me. We knew I Know What You Did Last Summer was getting a reboot because everything's getting a reboot. Everything in the fucking universe is getting a reboot. But all things being equal, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze, nobody talks about these cocksuckers anymore. It's just like whatever. But it's done. It's shot. It's in the can. And the trailer just came out. I have not watched it. None of us, I believe, have watched it. I want to see if I still want to have sex with Jennifer Love Hewitt after all these years. This is I Know What You Did Last Summer, or I Still Know What You Did Last. I don't know what they're calling it.
Baby, you okay? Why don't you go upstairs and do that guided meditation you like?
She almost has a Sydney Sweeney vibe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's this?
Find
broad?
a peaceful setting and close your eyes. Imagine a white light calling you.
Now,
Hello?
if this was Sinners, she'd
Now,
be taking the bath
feel
full
that
clothes.
love entering your body
This is like Scream.
and
Ooh.
emanating out from your chest.
Harpoon?
Okay.
Take a deep breath in and remember the energy you give to the universe always comes back to you.
Damn. I don't remember this
Some
movie at
kind of
all. I've
karma
never
for what we did. What if someone saw what happened?
Slave chief Scorpion.
This is
You
girl.
need to handle this. This isn't the first time there's been violence
Freddie
like this
Prinze!
in South
Oh,
Florida.
hey, Officer
It's
Dewey.
not
I mean,
going
Freddie
to
Prinze
stop.
I need to start drinking. Someone is coming after us. I need your help.
Ah, wow. Bold.
I just have one question. What did you do last summer?
I must be getting old too, because I would.
This place is so beautiful, it makes me want to die.
July. Okay, interesting time of year to put that out. Now, Shah, I don't remember the original at all, but it was a successful 90s, early 2000, whatever the fuck it was. It was successful because they both were very famous at that point.
Yeah, actually, I remember the first one very well because that came around when pretty much I had just moved to the country like 2-3 years prior. And I had just discovered HBO and they had it on repeat for like months and months.
When it's just
Yeah. And I just remember the scene with Jennifer Love Hewitt when she was on the tanning bed and she gets locked and it's like burning her. That's the one scene I remember because she was obviously, you know, titties out and everything.
yeah, she's
Not full titties, no nips, just
no nips. No, she never did the nudes.
a little bit of cleavage.
Yeah,
She was gorgeous though, man. I had a huge
gorgeous.
crush on her. Yeah.
Who? Oh my! I have a
so
great
good.
story about her that I could tell. But Bisho, do you remember any? There was two of these, if I'm not mistaken, and they were very popular.
Shah's referencing the second
Three?
one. I
There's
believe.
three of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, three of them.
Shah is referencing the second or third one.
Yeah, this
So-
is the first one.
The first one has an urban legendy feel. They're drunk on prom night. They all have promising futures. They hit this dude and toss him in the water.
Yeah.
And then, like, a year later, they're all wrecked. Everyone's fucking alcoholic and pilled up. And someone comes back with the note that says, I know what you did last summer. It was a fine concept. It was a teen movie at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think it has the staying power of a Scream. And the thing I noticed about this trailer is that it to me looks like it's trying to be a Scream knockoff.
Scream for sure. 100%.
Freddie Prinze Jr. has the entrance coming back like Dewey. Fucking what's his name? The deathmatch dude who got sliced up.
Oh, Jesus Christ, David.
Anyway.
David Arquette.
Yeah, David Arquette. And then there's a not quite Courtney Cox. And then there's the one who looks like Nev Campbell. And it's like,
Yes.
guys, can we do something that's not boilerplate? But then again, it's I know what you did last summer. So whatever.
Well, AJ Daniels points out something very interesting here. They're putting this out the week in between Fantastic Four and Superman. I think, Shah, that's brilliant because people are going to be very hungover from the superhero bubble, and this is a great alternative from that if you don't really give a fuck or if it's not, you know, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help it necessarily because if you're hungover from comic book movies, you can just avoid the theater for a week. You don't.
But
have
it's the
to go
summer.
to the
People like to go to the looks. This is the biggest time of the year to go to.
And
the
this is
movies.
technically a summer movie traditionally. So
No, but I think this is
Yeah,
going to do
yes.
well. Like I think this is going to do.
I do
well.
too.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big hit. That Valentine's Day movie was pretty successful. I want to say. I
Yeah,
think.
without this pedigree of this history of this movie,
Yeah.
you know, when
So
was the
I
last
think-
time you saw Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love Hewitt in a feature film?
Right, and I don't think the teenagers nowadays are going to give a fuck about a Jennifer Love Hewitt. It'll be us that'll remember that, but for the
Yeah,
most
for
part,
sure.
it's not going to be people our age and going to this movie. I think the new generation will go to it. I think slashers traditionally do well, in theaters. So I think this is gonna do just fine, and it looks good, man. I honestly I don't love slashers, but this looks fun.
I would go see it. I would go. Bisho, who is this audience? Who is the audience for? Is it us?
It's not us. It's people. Okay, some people our age who liked those back in the day who want to see more of them, but it's also young people. Because I know, like my kid, her and her friends, they love the Scream movies. I tried to get them to watch Halloween first, and they wouldn't. And they wouldn't do it. And they watch Scream, and they think it's fun and kind of scary. And then I showed them Friday the 13th and Halloween, and they hated me because they were.
Well,
scared.
you're also, but again, Bisho, you're doing the dad thing. Nobody likes anything their parents tell them at that age, so it's just
right. But no, I'm saying that age group, that tweenie age group, likes those movies from 1997, the teen horror movies.
Right.
So I think it's for them, and I also think it's nostalgic for people that are like my age.
Okay. Well, let's see how this does. I'm curious, very curious. I'm going to save my Jennifer Love Hewitt story for the Patreon, and it's a true story, and it's a good one. And it doesn't end the way you think it does. That's all I'm going to say. I want to move on to the Predator Badlands trailer. Now, this is actually causing a lot of controversy because the Predator looks like his parents drank. Their parents drank before they gave birth.
Fetal alcohol predator.
Yeah, fetal alcoholic predator. I don't know why they keep fucking this up. It is the worst looking predator face ever. It's like a Downsy predator, but I'm excited about the movie. This is a teaser, and it's got a lot of meat in it, which we will get to. This is a teaser for the upcoming Predator Badlands film. Now, let's stop it when we get a little closer because there's a lot of...
I didn't think you survived.
Bisho, can you back that up a little bit? Because there's an Easter egg. There's a bunch of Easter eggs there.
Yeah.
Are you guys aware? Did you guys get this ruined for you yet on the internet?
This one?
There's a couple. There's more than one. One of them is from Jurassic Park.
Well, yeah.
And right there. But then there's there was another one. I don't know if it's... Who? Oh, what the fuck? It's
Independence Day.
Independence Day. Shah, that's pretty right off the bat, pretty fucking cool. I mean, but I love how
I didn't
subtle.
notice that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? I'm sure there's probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is this one from Predator 2? The skull.
Planet of the
Apes.
Apes. Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
I'm trying to figure this thing out over here. I can't make it out.
It might be Aliens. There's an
this?
Aliens reference in here too, because they say it's already tied into Aliens again.
That might be this one here. I don't
balls. A lot of balls. A lot of balls. All right, let's get to the trailer. I just thought that was fascinating, though.
Uh-oh, Wheel of Death.
Yes. The Circle of Death. That's how you know your Xbox stopped working. The first Xbox. You may have to reboot it.
As long as my computer doesn't stop working, I think we're golden. Give me 2 seconds.
If not, I'll just tell my Jennifer Love Hewitt story. And
there we go.
Oh.
I didn't think you survived.
Oh, the drums.
Got a long way to go.
Was it robots and Predator or something?
Yeah.
You're hunting something that can't be killed.
Okay. I'm just going to say it. I have a feeling this movie's great. I'm having a tough time with Corky from Life Goes On Predator. I am. Why does it look like that?
Yeah, I think you're giving it a little bit more credit than I would by saying it's I'm sure it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be great. This does not look good to me at all, man. Like, you know, and I'm even fine with the dreadlocks. It's the hipster dreadlocks with the shaved sides. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's like a white girl's version of dreadlocks.
Yeah, and like the Predator is so tiny and like crossfitty.
Crossfitty. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a white girl that goes to Athleta who happens to have.
This is like a
predator
they
parent.
them predator. You know what I mean? This is
It
like
is.
Not, yeah.
It is.
This
It's
not
a
an outer space.
pronoun predator.
Yeah, it's just pronoun predator, not an outer space one. This one is
Pronoun predator.
This is definitely.
Oh my god!
I'm surprised the dreads aren't like turquoise or pink. You know what I mean?
Right. Come on with some navy blue and baby blue in it. Yeah.
Oh my God, Marquise. Oh, handy predator.
Predator. Bisho, I mean, the predator doesn't like. Why does the face look like that?
I don't know. I don't know if they wanted it more like
Pronoun-y?
sympathetic or humanized a little bit so it shows emotion, but like that is terrible. Terrible. A non-binary predator. That's what
Eric
Don
Stoltz
said.
predator. Rocky Dennis
my God.
predator.
And dude, honestly, the CGI in this one in the face, it didn't look good either. Like the old Predators looked amazing because it was all practical effects.
People do the side by side of the original Predator and this Predator, and they're just like, why?
I know.
Yeah.
Why? Look, I think this is gonna be great because listen, Marvel is also involved right now. There's a Predator comic book coming out where the Predator hunts down all the top Marvel people, and I'm excited to read it. B-Show, it's Predator. I mean, like I kind of like everything Predator, but like I just wanted it to look not so they-them-y.
I know. It's like I was going to say there's nothing butch about it, but you don't know because they don't define their.
We don't know. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, we don't know.
You can't assume. So, yeah, I'm with you. Look, I know I'm an old head. I know I've been accused of that. However, there's something about those 80s movies where they're not that great, like from a artistic standpoint in many ways, but they get the hero. They get the villain. The villain looks threatening. The good guy looks like a badass. There's something visually about what you're watching translates to what the story is.
Yeah, the hero looks like someone that could beat the Predator, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not an AI, Elle Fanning. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. She's a great actress, and she's a cute kid, and she does good work. But she does art house movies, playing fucking Bob Dylan's girlfriend. Not, I'm supposed to believe she's going to fight. And that's the other thing, too. Like, it's... Once again, why is it the guy who plays Reacher fighting the Predator?
Yes. We just talked about that offline last week. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Isle of Seed says we are known as Goonies. Gooners or Goonies? I don't know. But I don't know. There's too many fucking stupid nomenclature
I don't know.
words
I
thrown
can't
around.
keep up. I'm too old. I don't care.
Dude, I just want the last scene of this movie to be like the Predator, like rising with like a fucking rainbow in the background type of thing.
No, you know what I want? I want for this whole movie to happen, and then at the end, a real Predator comes out and rips the fake Predator's nuts off.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
hangs them on the wall.
Like this is actually like the Castaway Predator, like that they thought was too weak, and then we see like Cock Diesel, why isn't like Tom Hardy fighting the Predators? Like,
he's writing letters home from summer camp. I don't know if I can do it, Mom. I'm not like the other guys.
It just looks terrible. Like that. I'm excited for it's Predator, yo. I'm excited for it. I want to see Predator movies. I want them to do well. I liked Prey fine. Prey was fine in and of itself. I like the concept that it was a throwback Native American woman, blah, 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 whatever she was. I don't know I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but I liked it. It was good, but I didn't like the CrossFit Predator. Like the Predator laughs at the end of the first one, and at the end of it, like they're gonna kill it. And then, like someone's going to say, we killed him. And then the Predator is going to be like, you killed them. Oh, and then die. That would be kind of interesting. Anyway, we have more trailers to get to, and I want to make sure we get to all of them. There's a horror movie making the rounds called It Feeds. Our good friend Uncle Creepy said it's his top pick. I'm curious about this movie. I love that title. Cool concept. I did see the trailer for this. This was one of the ones I did actually see. We're just going to check it out now because it does have a little buzz on it. I saw actually after he put it out, I saw more people talking about it on social media. I believe it's available for streaming right now. It's called It Feeds.
By the way, our chat room's undefeated.
They're going bananas in there. I can't even keep up. Oh, Ashley Green is in this. She's cute. Oh, she's cute, huh? Goodness. She's a cute girl, that Ashley Green. Somebody else is big in this movie.
It's all the time we have for today. Someone digging around in your mind takes a lot out of you.
Hi. Can I help you? I need to speak to Cynthia Winston. I need help.
I see things. What kind of things?
Uh-oh.
There is something attached to that girl. Something terrible. But we don't know these people. We
Oh,
can't trust
Iceman.
them.
Mom, I'm seeing it.
Ooh.
This won't be pleasant.
It's like a Babadook
If the
vibe.
entity has attached itself to you, it will be the weakest part of
I was
your
gonna say, I
mind.
feel like I've seen this
You hope
before.
must
Not
be.
this
Yeah.
movie, but
We'll need to go there to find it.
Cynthia, wake up! Where is she? Where's my
don't be scared.
Ooh.
It's worse if you're afraid.
Ooh.
Jesus.
That looks pretty cool, Shah. You know, I think if it has good special effects, that could be an interesting movie.
I don't. I don't want to shit on it again, man. But I'm not with this one either, dude. I don't. This is not doing it for me, man. In the beginning, it kind of looked cool. It kind of gives me like, reminds me of like Cobweb a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Like the, and I wasn't a big fan of that movie. This is kind of Blumhousey, bro. I don't. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah. B-show?
It looks fine.
That looks passable. Look at passable.
I'll tell you what, for all the movies that are coming out this year, that's not top on my priority list. But if it's on streaming or something, I'll look. And like Aisle Seat says, it looks familiar. It looks like it's. I don't want to say it's not original because it's, hey, there's this girl with the dark past or this entity, and a psychic is trying to connect.
Okay.
But it looks like a retread of something that we've seen before.
I think if the special effects are good, it makes it it could make or break that film. But Uncle Creepy, fan of the show, friend of the show, he said this is so far his #1 of the year. But we got a long way to go as far as that goes. We got 2 more trailers. One of them, Joe Punches is saying they just dropped The Holdovers is going to be a TV show based on The Holdovers. Well, it's not going to have Paul Giamatti or this kid. I don't know if I'm as interested, or what's his face directing or writing it. I don't know if I'm as interested, but it's a cool idea. That's how popular the movie is now. The late great Pee Wee Herman, as we know, is no longer with us. There is a documentary coming out called Pee Wee as Himself. Now, interesting enough, I don't know a lot about Paul Reubens other than the movie theater thing and him being Pee Wee Herman. Shah, do you know anything about this guy other than the obvious?
No, not at all. No.
Like nothing. B-show, like nothing, right? Like nothing about Paul Reubens.
I know a little bit just from things I've watched on him, but he was very private and tried to keep his anonymity. So we didn't
especially
want to
after, you know.
Well,
But,
I mean, even before that, though, he
before
was very,
that, he never broke character. He didn't do other things as Paul Reubens.
I saw him in the one movie with Todd Solondz. He was in a Todd Solondz movie, but that's about it.
Well, Blow. He was in Blow. He had a major part in
Yeah,
Blow. He also had a small part in Batman Returns with he played Pep Oswald.
Well, that was kind of as a thank you to Tim Burton. He started out in the Groundlings. He developed Pee Wee Herman as a character for stage. It caught on.
Unbelievable.
And then he became a phenomenon. And then after everything happened, that's when he transitioned and started doing regular roles.
Well, don't forget also he was in a Cheech and Chong movie. Like
that was before Pee Wee.
Yeah. Hamburger.
Yeah,
Hamburger man. Cheeseburger man. He was. Oh God, that was fucking great. Anyway, there's a documentary about him. I'm sure it's gonna be very depressing, but Pee Wee's a fucking legend. You come on, man. Pee Wee's a fucking legend. It's called Pee Wee as Himself. The trailer just came out this week.
Guess what? I'm having a party, and you're invited.
It's weird to be in this situation having a documentary made because I'm used to having control of my alter ego. I wanted to be a performance artist. I could show you my characters. Out of nowhere, Pee Wee Herman popped out of me. The audience ate it up and went crazy.
When I first saw Paul as Pee Wee, I was like, who is this little man in this bow tie, and why is he throwing Tootsie Rolls at people?
Hollywood had taken notice. I mean, how could they not?
I remember thinking, this is going to be really big.
There wasn't like a moment in the 80s that wasn't super cool to be me. And then dark music. Bum, 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 bum. I lost control of my anonymity.
Dark
And it
story.
was devastating. I don't want to come off like a victim in some way. I kept who I was a secret for a really long time. I hid behind an alter ego.
Today's secret word is fun.
I want kids to learn, not only is being different okay, let's celebrate it, but I want that not just for you, but for myself. Death is just so final. To be able to get your message in at the last minute is incredible.
He was so private, it was challenging for him to do the documentary, but he took a leap of faith. He wanted people to see who he was as Paul.
I'm flying!
All these different emotions, all these different influences and factors. I was like a good vessel for it all.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna leave out the part where we did enormous amounts of drugs. Oh, I didn't.
Shah, I want to see that. I want to watch it.
That actually looks incredible.
That looks really
That
good.
looks fucking incredible. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Emotional too, man. Like that's gonna be an emotional roller coaster, man. It's gonna have highs, lows. Very, very well put together. Like well edited. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. As much as I shit on the last couple of trailers, man,
This looks really
incredible.
good, man. This looks. Shah, you know, he kind of reminded me of before I be sure I get to 1 second. When he was showing that early stuff, I was like, wow, I'm surprised he didn't fall in that John Waters Divine crew. Right? Like he would have fit. Can you imagine him in a John Waters movie?
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
He could have. Well, you know, he was probably on the West Coast and they were on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But that was the same time period. Like they were all. He was probably a little younger, but he was in that world. You know, can you imagine him in a fucking John Waters movie? Come on, bro.
I actually could, yeah. Especially like looking at his like younger self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he reminded me of. I
with
was
a little thin mustache. And
I was
shit,
like,
yeah.
I gotta tell Shah, tell me that's not John Waters.
Yeah.
Like he's so John Waters, who's probably a huge Pee Wee fan, by the way. B-Show, this looks like it's gonna be really good.
I get emotional watching it, man.
Me too. I'm getting a little like emotional.
He was enormous, and just there was so much cool and hip shit going on at the time, and he was just being crazy and off the wall. And he had movies that we would watch on Halloween or when the family was over, and you know, and then obviously the show we watched on Saturday or Sunday mornings. And it's like he was an institution and a staple. And to read into a little bit of what he was about and seeing that is like it goes very deep. It hits me too because, like you said, you know, as a kid growing up in Ohio, who didn't feel like he had any contemporaries as far as, you know, stuff he liked and things he was into, and being a little bit different and weird in a way, like that shit like that made it okay. Because it's like, oh fuck, Pee Wee Herman's crazy. Like I try to show my kids Pee Wee's Playhouse sometimes, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, it was so great. It was so.
But it was so that time and amazing. And you know, I know there's scandal around him, and if they come out and find a box of fucking videos, I'll fucking denounce it.
Yeah.
But until that time,
Would have happened already, dude. Would have happened already.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, but until that happens, which it probably won't. Yeah, man, this is definitely high on my list for this year. It's gonna be a tough watch.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Shah, I can only imagine the life that he had. Like honestly, like, and to have to like, because he had to protect that alter ego so much. He had to protect it so much, or everything would just fall apart. And thank God there was no like social media or anything, or like people seeing him come out of a deli in regular clothes. Like we never experienced him like that.
Yeah, man, he protected his gimmick like fucking like Abdul the Butcher. You know what I mean? Like
Never broke kayfabe until he had to break kayfabe. Well, that I'm sure when it comes on at the end of May, we're gonna see it and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna have to go like this a little bit. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this is a trailer I've been holding on to because Shah told us about these guys, told us the movie they made was going to be a success, and it was, and it turned out to be probably one of the best horror films and one of my favorite films of the year. I'm talking about the two brothers that were well known to making YouTube shit, who put out maybe one of the better horror films in the last 10 years, a couple of years ago from, was that New Zealand, right, Shah? They're New Zealand?
think so.
They're from New Zealand. What are their names? The brothers there. What do they go by?
I don't know, but I know they used to do deathmatch stuff on their YouTube.
Yeah, but like Shah. So anyway, we're talking about the brothers who directed Talk to Me, which was a huge film. Most of you have seen it. We've all just so impressed with it. And they were, we were very, very curious about what they would do next. Their follow-up film is coming out this summer, and I saw this very disturbing trailer when I went to see Sinners, which was loaded, by the way, with horror trailers. Loaded. There was no Mission Impossible trailers. It was horror movie. And I was not upset. But their new movie is coming out. B-Show. I think this is a summer release.
I didn't see when it comes out, so we'll have to figure it out.
It's called Bring Her Back. I'm hoping this is the updated Red Band trailer. It might not be. If not, we could pull that up.
This is the one that just came out like 3-4 days ago.
Okay, yeah, this is the one that I saw. Creepy, man.
This one?
Yeah.
Some people believe the spirit stays in the body for months after death.
What a shit. Danny and Michael Faluba.
Oliver lost his family just like you guys.
Does he look like Andy?
He's a beautiful boy. Just needed someone that could give him special care.
You lock you in, Ollie?
He's an angel. He's a beautiful angel and does beautiful things.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Did I do it right? We can bring her back.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. B-Show, and you see this in a big screen, it's very impactful for a short trailer, especially when you know what these guys did previously with their story.
I'm speechless. I'm trying to fucking figure it out. Is it like another Antichrist movie? Are they trying to rebirth someone they lost? Like, holy, it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable trailer. Shah, you gotta be psyched for this movie.
Definitely. I actually thought that Talk to Me, the second movie, was coming out this year. So I'm assuming that's coming out next year.
Next year. It's being shot this year.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, man, these are some busy directors if they got 2 movies coming out back to back. No, this looks good though. This looks I really don't know what's happening in the movie, which I kind of like.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll go into it blind, but yeah, no,
Shah, this looks like vintage A24.
I was gonna say it doesn't really seem like A24. I didn't.
I just reminded me of the Hereditary trailer.
I hope so, man.
Creepy children, fucking demons, and fucking come on. B-Show, should we pull up? Let's just pull up the synopsis before we wrap up here. I'm just very curious.
Yeah, maybe
I don't think they're leaking a lot about this story, but Shah, the visuals and the music and the cut,
the editing was really nice, especially the shots with that were taken from behind the kid's head, and then it changes from like night to day. That was really dope. It's actually coming out on my birthday, so.
Dude, it comes out almost like a month. I mean, we don't have to wait very long for this movie either.
The overview says a brother and sister witness a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother.
Oh my God.
Which I was getting Mindy Sterling vibes for Alfar Bisna from that lady from Austin Powers.
Yeah, I think I know who that woman is. She's a British actress that I've seen.
Sally Hawkins.
She's fucking brilliant, Sally Hawkins. Sally Hawkins was in a Woody Allen movie. I think it might have been Blue Jasmine. Should have won an Academy Award. Should have won a fucking Academy Award. And she was also in like Godzilla and some other shit. But she's a brilliant actress. This will definitely get me to a theater. Will you see this in a theater?
Depending on how long it stays in a theater, because it's coming out literally on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm not gonna go on my birthday to a movie theater, but
that weekend, I'm just saying.
Yeah, possibly that weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is some. I mean, most A24 horror movies I try to watch in the movie theater or Neon. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I missed the Monkey one, but shout out to Don Stoney. His birthday is the day before mine.
Oh, look at that!
Fellow Gemini.
Look at that. Yeah, she did look like that woman from Austin Powers. I was saying. B-Show, I'm excited. I don't want to know. I want to go in blind and just fucking see where the visuals go.
I feel like I have an idea, but also with A24, I feel like just when you think you know, You have no idea. So, yeah, man, I'm intrigued. It just was kind of an uncomfortable trailer with some of the imagery and shit going on. So
Yeah, Creepy Kids is always, when Creepy Kids is done right, it's a knockout punch. Anyway, we have a dick ton to get to over in the Patreon, so please consider going to patreon.com/spitballmedia. Of course, we want to just throw us a couple quick plugs. We want to plug the Hey Now Rich Dow podcast, the Drew Yari Experience, Wrestling Soup. I was so drunk on that first night of Mania because I was bored to tears sitting there watching it, and then it ended so anticlimactic for me. I was like, so I don't even remember even being on the show, to be frank with you. I vaguely remember being on the show. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
how did you navigate Discord in that condition?
This is what I'm saying. How did I get online? Like, I don't even know how I got. And you know, my drink, my old fashioned, was sitting there when I woke up the next day. Like half of it was still. I must have had a lot of ice in it. But yeah, I was in bad shape. I didn't even know I was on camera. I was like, when did this happen? Like, you know, but of course, thank you to having me on there. But we might talk a little Mania on the page. Just a little bit, just a smidge. And of course, you know, we want you guys to check out Necromaniacs. They just did The Wolfman, which I'm going to check out this weekend. It's now available on Peacock. I just want to see it. And of course, our good friends, the Bayou Geeks. You got to check them out. And of course, you make sure you hit that subscribe button on the old YouTube and that like button. And of course, you want to subscribe to the B Show Brian channel. B Show, you got anything going on that channel?
Working on it. I need to get some hardware so I can hook everything up to my computer, but I'm working on doing some regular stuff, whether it's, you know, one show a month and then just chopping it up for clips for the rest of the month, or if I'm going to do an extra show a week. But I'm trying to figure out my schedule and when I can fit it in. But I'm definitely it's the sketch. But I'm definitely this year going to start in the next probably month to 2 months doing more regular stuff.
And of course, so hit that subscribe for the B Show Brian channel. Shah, anything going on Planet Mondo these days?
No, and I don't want to make any false promises. So I mean, this channel is probably where you're gonna likely find me on a regular basis. I'd like to get back on my channel eventually. I really don't have the energy or the time or the motivation to create more content. And on that channel, I can't just go live necessarily. It was mostly like edited videos. So I was putting in like solid amount of editing time into those. So
jeez,
I don't know, man. One day I'll be back, but you know.
Well, they can hit that subscribe in the hopes for the future.
And hit the notification. So when I do return,
there you go. It'll be, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel for Spitball Media, go check it out. Go subscribe. And of course, you know, you never know. We might be adding some more content there. We're always adding more content to the Patreon, that's for sure. So again, patreon.com/spitballmedia, $5. Spring is here, you know, so spring into the Patreon. You'll enjoy it. Get in on that Q&A. We're going to head over to Patreon. Before we disappear, I just want to say this. This weekend is the services from my brother, Kevin Castle. His wake is this weekend in Brooklyn, and his funeral. I will be in the city. I know some people in the podcast world are going to be joining me. But since so many of you were so generous with your feelings and your support, I wanted to just share that with you guys. It's going to be a very tough weekend. It's been a very tough couple of weeks, but you've been so graceful in your, in sharing feelings. And, I don't think a day has gone by where I haven't gotten a DM of some kind. So it is appreciated. So on behalf of my family and on behalf of my brother, thank you guys so much for all the support the last few weeks. It has not been easy. It will not be easy. I know Mania, a lot of you hit me up and said, boy, this was tough. It was tough for me. I'm not excusing the booze. I'm just being factual with you. I would have been drunk anyway, but it's been tough. It was very tough not hearing him talk about Mania this weekend. And it's going to be very tough. I have not seen my family because I live far away. So I've sort of been in this grief bubble with my wife and my dog. And tomorrow it's all going to hit home. But Kevin Castle is going to be having his services tomorrow. And some people have been very kind in terms of sending flowers and reaching out and leaving notifications. But thank you. It is appreciated. And we're going to see you guys next week on the regular show here at Spitball Media. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much.